Hello and welcome to Rhetoric 3326, Technical Writing. My name is Dr. Heidi Harris and I'll be your professor for this course. This introductory video walks you through the three main components of the course: the Blackboard homepage, our Weebly course website, and Google Docs. The page that you see open on your computer now is our Blackboard course website. And every time you open Blackboard and go into our course link, you should see a welcome announcement for the week. This is the welcome announcement for the course, and each of the welcome announcements will also be generated to your UALR email account. So it's a good idea every week to check your UALR email, probably Sunday night, for the welcome announcement for the next week. The navigation bar on the left side of the Blackboard webpage takes you to your course webpage, which I'm going to click and open in Weebly just to show you what that looks like. It also takes you directly into the schedule, which is another way of accessing the course. So you can access the course through Blackboard, or once you get more comfortable, just go directly into the schedule each week, and that's going to give you your activities and assignments for the course. It also includes a few features that are exclusive to Blackboard. In other words, they're only in Blackboard and not in Weebly or in Google Docs. The first is the discussions page. All of our discussions for the course are going to take place in Blackboard, and the grades area of the course. All of your grades you'll access through this page as well. I'm going to take just a minute to talk about how the discussion board in Blackboard works, and then later on when I go over the syllabus, we'll talk about what the content for those discussion boards is going to look like. The first thing you'll see at the top of your Blackboard discussion page is the Q&A forum. If you have any questions you think would benefit the entire course, there's a problem with any of the systems, there's a problem with a link, or something won't open, if you just have a general question about due dates, you can post it to the question and answer forum, and it generates an email to me to let me know there's a question there. You can also subscribe to this forum, and it allows you to know through your UALR email account anytime anyone else has posted a question or answer in this area. You also know when you log into Blackboard and go to this area if there are any unread posts in this by notifications in this little blue circle. If you click on the question and answer forum, you'll notice that there's a subscribe feature, and that's how you're going to subscribe to posts. If you click on that, as I just did, now you'll have access to any of the posts that are listed here in that forum. In the other discussion boards in the class, the subscribes to threads feature is enabled. So you won't be subscribing to the entire forum. You don't want to know what everyone in the whole class is saying. You're just going to want to see when people respond to you. So I'm going to click on the introductory discussion board, which is the first activity in the course. What you're going to see instead of that subscribe feature, you won't see the grade discussion forum because you don't have that feature, but you'll be able to create a thread and do your introduction. So I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to type some passages here, type. And that's going to create a thread for the course for your individual announcement. I'm going to show you how to create a hyperlink in this as well, which will come in handy later. If you highlight any of those words, you're going to be able to create a hyperlink within that forum. Now, if you just cut and paste a URL directly into this edit box, it's not going to work as well as creating a hyperlink. So let's say I want to hyperlink to this Weebly page. I'm going to go to that page. I'm going to click on and copy this URL. I'm going to go back into my thread to that word that's highlighted, and I'm going to click on this little editor insert link feature, which looks like a little chain. Once I click on that, I can go back up to this first box and paste that website link into that, and then I want to make sure and open that in a new window. So I'm going to come down to the second drop-down menu, click on that, and select Open in a new window, and hit Insert. So that creates a hyperlink in the document. If I just go in and paste in the Weebly website, it's not going to create a hyperlink. It's just going to give the actual text of the website itself. So I don't want to do that. I want to actually create a website. Once I hit submit, it's going to create a thread in that discussion forum, and I can go back and see where I have my thread. Now if I want to subscribe to that so I get email generation, I'm going to click on that link and go back in and subscribe to that thread. The benefit of doing this is when we get farther along and we have more discussions in the class, instead of having to go back in and check to see if anyone has posted a comment, you'll automatically be able to subscribe to any of the threads you want to follow and just go in and check your email account and go directly into those threads to have discussion with your classmates. Discussion's a big component of that part of the score, so you're going to want to make sure and either check it several times a week or have that subscribe feature enabled to individual threads. So that's a discussion board for the course. One more thing I wanted to point out before we moved on to the Weebly website is that you actually have hyperlinks to the Weebly website directly in this discussion board forums. So it says, please review the 1.1 introductory discussion board assignment. If you click on that, it's going to go directly to that assignment. So that's another way that you can access your assignments in the course as well. Well, what I want to do first is go in through Blackboard to our course webpage. If you click on this, it takes you to our Weebly website. And like I said, once you get more familiar with the course, you can book this in your browser and go directly to this webpage to start each week as well. The required textbook for the class is The Essentials of Technical Communication. I'm going to show you that right here. This is a new course text for this course. There was another one in previous versions, so if you get a book that looks different, make sure you take that back to the bookstore and get this one. This should be significantly less expensive for you, and if you can buy it online, it should be even less expensive. We will be using the textbook frequently, so make sure you get that early. Even in the first week, they have elements that you need to review from the textbook, so be sure to get that as soon as you can. I want to talk just a little bit about the nature of the course. There's a course description here, but technical communication, even if you're not going to be a technical communicator, is important in almost any job that you do in the 21st century. You're going to need to know how to do emails, how to format memos and reports, and just how to address colleagues both virtually and in print form. And so we're going to work on both of those in this course. The outcomes for the course are threaded throughout the class. Most classes you kind of get through without ever knowing what you're supposed to be doing. You just do the assignments on the readings and the tests. In this course, we have 4 major outcomes, and they're actually going to be embedded in each assignment in a little section called Think About It. And what I do in those little sections are directly address how each assignment addresses those 4 course outcomes. That's going to be really important when you get to the midterm reflection and to the final reflection in the course. All of the assignments in the class are linked in here. So if you hover over that, you see this drop-down menu. Introductory emails, the first assignment in the class. You can click on that and read that. And as you see here, here's the Think About It with the links directly into the various outcomes for the course. Discussion boards and activities are all linked in here as well. The components of the formal report are not only listed under that first link, this formal report, but also broken down into the proposal, the progress report, and then your peer review for that. You'll have a midterm reflection, and then the group project is broken down into key components as well. Your final in the course is going to be a webfolio where you talk about your work in the course, how you met the learning outcomes, and kind of create a Google Doc folder so you can practice doing that as well. Grading in the course is all described here. Calculating your grade, all the course scores weighted. So if you do a strict division by percentage total points, it's not going to come out with a correct score. So the grades button of Blackboard is going to be your best friend. I try to grade work as quickly as I can, so that should be posted there relatively quickly. I only allow 1 late assignment in the course. It can be for any reason, so use that wisely. Then everything else, you won't get a grade. For certain assignments, such as the proposal, you can't skip that part of the assignment and still move forward. So even if you used your late pass already, you still have to submit that proposal before you can submit the rest of the class assignments. I'm a pretty big stickler about grades being a reflection of performance. So if you get to the end of the course and you need a higher grade, there's not much I can do because you pretty much get the grade that you earn. So read that, plan on getting the grade that you want by completing the work in the course. And here's kind of a breakdown. If you know you need an A for a particular reason, here's how you can get an A, here's how you can get a B, C, etc. Technology in the course, you definitely need reliable internet access. I only respond to UALR emails, so make sure that your UALR email account's activated. Blackboard, make sure you know how to work and navigate in Blackboard. Reliable document storage, you can use something like Dropbox, but quite frankly, when I show you Google Docs in a minute, you'll be able to store most of your documents in that way as well. You want Adobe Acrobat Reader to read a few of the assignments in the course, and then word processing software, and Google Docs will work just fine for this course as well. Here are the policies. I have a netiquette policy, which is basically just being civil, kind, and courteous, and always editing all of your content online. And then here are the UALR policies for academic integrity, disability, and non-discrimination, and you'll want to review those as well. If you click on this last link, it takes you to the course schedule. Eventually, you might want to just operate from this area because all of your assignments are linked into the schedule, and it talks about your due dates, which are posted here. They won't be necessarily posted in individual assignments. You want to make sure and keep track of them through the schedule area. And then any readings for the week. So you can start here, review your assignment, see your due dates, and get your readings all from this one area once you become familiar with the class. This is actually a website. It's a little bit tricky to print if you would rather have a printed version, but you should be able to get on and access this at any time. I don't usually update things in this area. This is pretty much a set schedule, but every once in a while I might make a small modification, and I'll inform you of that through your UALR email as well. We have two major assignments in the course. The first is going to be writing a formal report, and that's going to be due in week 8. There'll be pieces of that formal report all through the first half of the course. So you'll write a proposal, a progress report, and small pieces of that as part of the class. The second half of the class, we're going to be doing a group project, and group projects make people crazy online, I understand. If you go to the assignments area and look at the group project page, I have a weeping person because I know, having done literally probably hundreds of group projects myself as a professional, how difficult it can be. But I really want us to work on how to collaborate electronically, because that's going to be an important component of working as a professional in almost any profession that you go into in the 21st century. So this is going to be kind of our test bed. How can we use some basic software tools to collaborate effectively online? So those are the two major projects for the course. Again, small pieces of that are going to be woven throughout the class, and I'll go over those each week, either with a video, just with an introductory email that I send to your UALR email as well. So the last component of the course that I want to briefly share with you is Google Docs. We're going to be working in Google Docs to submit most of the projects other than the discussion boards in the course. And everyone has access to Google applications. Google Docs is a part of that through your UALR email. So if you go into your UALR email account and go to this little thing that looks like a Rubik's Cube that says Apps, when you hover over it, you should find the Google Drive. And that's where you're going to want to go to create Google Docs and share those with myself and with your classmates, and eventually to work on your group project. So if you click on Drive, you're going to see all the documents that you have already if you have any. You might not have any. But to create a new document, you're going to go to New and then go down to Google Docs. You also see Google Spreadsheets, which is kind of like Microsoft Excel, and Google Slides, which is like Microsoft PowerPoint. But what we're interested mostly in this class is going to be Google Docs. If you click on that, it will open up a new word processing document. And like I said, you don't necessarily need Microsoft Word or another word processing software in this course. You should be able to do it all in Google. If you click on this untitled document area up at the top, the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure and name your document. So let's say I'm completing the 2.2 activity, so I'm going to name it 2.2 Achieving a Readable Style. And I'm going to use my last name so I know who it is. Click on OK, and then I can type my document here. The nice thing about Google Docs is changes are saved in Drive almost automatically. So if you're the kind of person who loses documents, this saves to the cloud. And when you go back into your Drive, you'll notice here's my Achieving a Readable Style. It's automatically saved for me. It's also a way of storage if you don't have a reliable system of storage either, or if you work between multiple computers, you can always just log on here on any computer and find these same documents. So one of the things I wanted to point out is how to do a hyperlink, just like in Blackboard. You just highlight that, click on the insert link, paste your link in there, and click apply. That's going to automatically create a link for you in those documents. That'll be important for some of the documents in the course. Once you've completed this and you want to share this with others, you're going to go up to the share feature. Right now it says private, only my document. But if I click on that, I can also type in email addresses and share this with other people. So I'm going to go ahead and share this with, well, myself for right now. But you might want to share it with members of a group, or when you're doing your group project, share it with multiple people. You just click send. You won't get that message. And I'm going to get an email in my email account that says that you shared that with me. I can then go in and comment on that, and I will for all of your documents. I can click on highlight that text and go up to this little comments feature and leave a comment on your document. You should get an email that indicates that I sent a comment, and you can go into that same document, click on those comments, and reply. So we can do a little bit of a dialogue, and especially around your proposal and progress report, the dialogue is going to be important because you're going to want to make sure and create a proposal that allows you to complete and continue the class. So that is all for the introduction. If you have any questions, please let me know. The first things you're going to want to do to get ready for the course are to read the welcome announcement in detail, review the course webpage, all of those components, and then go into the schedule and start working on the first few assignments in the class. And those are your introductory discussion board and your introductory email to me. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email address is haharris@ulr.edu. It's linked in here in the Weebly site as well. Email is the best way to reach me. I generally respond to email within a few hours. I don't check my answering machine messages on my phone very often, so email is the best way to contact me if you have any questions. Have a great day. I look forward to working with you in the class this term, and please, again, let me know if you have any questions or issues with the course.